Are you tired of fags on your television getting married and shit, being happy and shit? My god, are you sick of brown people on your television being happy and shit, giving people hope and shit? Yeah? Then you better call this lawyer, cause she's the gal for you, cause she's gonna be in charge of our media chapter today. Oh boy. Alright, you guys know the drill. We're gonna hop right into it. The person we're covering today is Mora Namdar, and she doesn't really have much of a profile or much of a. She's, again, just like the last author, they're not famous enough to get a Wikipedia page yet. I'm sure the Senate hearing will change all that, or Congress hearing, whatever. But yeah, no, she is the founder of a law firm in Texas called Namdar Law, named after herself. Wow, so creative, so bold, so girl boss. Yeah. This is going to be the girl boss chapter, where the girl boss tells us how to not have so many fags in the media. You're doing a piss poor job so far. I'm here, aren't I? Let's go. We left off on chapter 8 on page 268. It starts at page 268. There's some notes and blank pages in between. She starts off with a mission statement. I'm so glad, because usually I have to go through 2 paragraphs of a history lesson before you even get close to a mission statement. So let's go. The mission of the United States Agency for Global Media, USAGM, USAGRAM, or USAGRAM. I'm gonna have fun with these acronyms. The mission of the USAGM is to inform, engage, and connect with people around the world to support of freedom and democracy. However, this mission statement does not reflect the current work of the agency. The mission is noble, but the execution is lacking. To fulfill this mission, the USAGM should also aim to present the truth about America and America policy, not patriot American adversaries, propaganda, or talking points. That's so funny you say that, because didn't Tim Pool and a bunch of other lackeys on the right get caught? Didn't they get caught getting paid by Russia, of all people? They got paid by Russia to speak RT News, which is a Russian news station. So, I mean, that's so funny you say that. Some of y'all boys be doing this shit too. Let's go. Voice of America provides news and information in 48 languages to a weekly audience of more than 32.6 million people worldwide. For more than 80 years, journalists have supplied news information about the U.S. audience, specific region interests and concerns, the world at large, The VOA uses digital web and mobile as well, as much sometimes were useful for propagating the angel's prohibition against broadcasting to domestic U.S. audience, particularly with regard to inflammatory political content. Has in the practice recent VOA content directors, managers, the network has generally well received brand value, but it has deteriorated under the decades of poor leadership and loss of its once prized unbiased reporting. Let me get back to that. The bright spots within the VOA, there are bright spots within the VOA, but mismanagement and decline in production values has diluted the once great reputation of the singular voice of American views and broadcast abroad. you didn't offer any solutions. If I hired a lawyer, I would expect some solutions. This bitch ain't giving solutions. I don't know what to say, guys. Like, she's just stating facts, I guess. Like, and she's bitching about it. She's bitching about the facts. She's bitching about the facts. The VOA ain't doing what it's supposed to. It's all bias and shit. Whatever. Bias towards what? Get specific on the biases, and then maybe we can talk. The Office of Cuba Broadcasting oversees radio, television, multimedia hub, news, information, now provides people of Cuba with programs through satellite television, radio, and digital media. These programs are present views and information about Cuba's oppressive government. Girl, what are you doing exposing this operation like this? Don't be snitching. Girl, even if we had news channel, I just talked about Russia having news channels here, so now I'm gonna be all like this. Girl, you snitching out your own government for the television channel they have in Cuba? Every time I don't trust this lawyer, I'm gonna take a bite of this fucking cake. These programs present views and information of Cuba's oppressive government. The OCB remains a critical avenue of truth to the Cuban people. You know Cuba's gonna read this, right? You know, and there'd be nothing to stop them from shutting the channel down if they fucking read this, right? Good talk. Including the OCB remains a critical avenue of truth to the Cuban people, such as threatened crippling budget and operational, including empathetic attitudes towards the communist Cuban leadership, coupled with the organizational hostility toward the OCB by certain elements of the USA Graham leadership. During the Biden administration, the OCB has threatened with closure while suffering chilling repercussions in force. And you think this is gonna make it better? You think this paragraph is gonna make your situation better with that? Like, what part of open document, open letter do you people not get? I feel like if I read the next bullet points, which is Middle East Broadcasting Network and the Radio Free and Radio Liberty Europe, I feel like if I read any of those programs, like, I feel like people are gonna lose their jobs. Like, lady, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you trying to prove? We already know. We got boots on the ground everywhere. We got eyes and ears everywhere. What you doing singling out these people? Girl, I can't. I don't trust this bitch. I don't trust this bitch. Middle East Broadcasting Network, the Arabic language news organization, has a weekly audience of 27.4 million people in 22 countries, Middle East and North Africa. MBN consists of 2 television, radio networks, websites, blah, 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 blah. Together, they deliver news and analysis of the region, American people, and Americana. The MBN correspondence through the Middle East and North Africa. Okay. You just told me what it was. You didn't even give me, like... There is nothing in that paragraph that says, hey, maybe we should improve this, or hey, maybe we should do that, or hey, this is in danger, like the last paragraph. This one just states what it is. Who is this for? Because, like, it's for the people, right? Right? It's for the people, right? So anybody could use this information, right? Right? No wonder why y'all are being taken to the fucking hearings and shit. This is fucking... You're exposing too much. This document is a national security risk. Radio Free Europe and Radio Liberty. This private nonprofit multi blah 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 blah. Founded in the early days of the Cold War. This channel did this in Europe. La 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 la. Recent da da la la. It recently added the Hungarian language. All right. Oh, there are security risks within Radio Europe's ranks. Thank you for letting me know that.
Because, that's totally not gonna harm somebody later. Sure, girl.
Oh, Radio Free Asia. Oh, how many paragraphs is this? That's a whole page. All right, let's do this. 6 Asian countries got the RFA. The RFA does not comply with federal procurement requirements for guarantees. The OGI identified instances in which the RFA and agents did not comply with the OMB, the Office Management and Budget. With some real tea. Conflict of interest, procurement and requirements for guarantees. Specifically, the OIG and the RFA entered into 14 contracts totaling $4.0 million. Why was the 0.0 added? I don't know. You could have said just 4 billion. Whatever. 51% in the amount of OTFs and blah 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 were project-related contracts. The organizations have come to affiliation with the RFA officials, members of the OTF Advisory Council. So what you saying is, they be spending your money in Asia, but they don't give a fuck about the requirements. What are you doing with our tax dollars? What are you doing? I swear to God, y'all file taxes every fucking year. And this is the shit. This is the shit they spend it on. I'm trying to reach out to other nations, trying to tell everybody how America be great, when we should be focusing on our own motherfucking infrastructure and make it great. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Alright. Open Technology Fund. The OTF, its large user number was not sustained from the request, blah, 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 blah. Ooh. Something went wrong with the budget, exacerbating matters. The OIF was shut down in order to provide a massive grants to activities of the OTF under founded leadership when free spending for high-end Washington, D.C. office space furnishings. What? The office of the... She's bitching about the office of Financial Affairs, giving DC clearance for office space furnishings? Girl, you want to take away the office space furnishings to save money? Girl, we that hard up? I mean, I know, like, Congress goes through, like, half a shutdown just to clear the budget, but you really think it's gonna help? Arguing about office furnishings? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Your cubicle over there, that's too much. That plant that's over by the water cooler, get rid of the water cooler. That's too much money. We don't need all that. We're trying to save money here. We're the conservative. We're going to conserve. Yeah. Who does that? Who does that? Broke people. Are you saying we broke? Are we saying we broke? We spending millions of dollars on radios that no one listens to? Girl. I'm barely scratching the surface. I barely got to the 270s and I'm like heaving. The firewall saga. Oh no. What's the firewall saga, girl? Tell me. A virtual era in the USA Graham's current organization cultural calculus is the agency's selective application of a journalistic firewall. The anthropomorphic interpretation of the firewall shifts depending on which administration is in office and who is asking the questions. Yes. Those. Oh, she's trying to come in. She's trying to come in. Through the firewall should ensure journalistic independence. It has been used without formal regulation for decades in order to shrink illegitimate oversight of everything from promoting adversaries' propaganda to ignoring journalistic safety. Excuse me. Often the firewall is touted at journalists who are either promoting anti-American propaganda and patriots advise the regime to talking points promoting politically biased viewpoints in the opposition of the VOA charter. Such weak oversight, alien or other media network or news organization, particularly one diverse of U.S. foreign policy and national security goals, to deviate from U.S. foreign policy and national security goals was enormously enshrined with document known as the Firewall Regulation. The Firewall Regulation was entered into the Federal Register in the eve of the Senate confirmation of President Donald Trump's USAgram and CEO Michael Pack. Ooh, Michael Pack. This was a quintessential midnight mechanism designed to throttle statutory and exclusive authority that the agency had. Including even false content. Oh, forbidden from engaging in oversight, direction, and content of any way, even false content. Yeah? It ran counter with the law, including the Smith-Mudd Act and harmful agency itself, foreign policy and national security goal, blah, 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 blah. This whole document is a national security risk. Why are you fucking writing this? Girl, why are you fucking writing this? I swear. You see, I'm eating the green part. You know what green means in theater when you say an actor's green? It means they lack experience. I think this lawyer lacks experience. I don't know how they do it in Texas, but you need to have experience regardless. Agency mission failure. Oh, what's this about? Currently, the USAgram, by large, is not fulfilling its mission. It remains ill-defined and ambiguous that enables organization to go out its business largely unguided with little to no oversight rather than supports the freedom and democracy. Agency is misguided, disorganized, ineffective, and rife with waste and redundancy. What kind of waste? You talk about paper? You don't care about the environment, but you already talk about going paperless because you're gonna get rid of desks and furniture and all this other shit. You mad at the waste and the waste bins? We gonna get rid of them too? Girl. These shortfalls are either oriented towards directly contribute to agencies, media organization joining the mainstream media's anti-US chorus of the American story, and all the named so-called journalistic independence. Indeed, content during the Trump administration was... Oh, there it is. She's mad about the content that was getting published during Trump's administration. Let me tell you something about content that is being pumped in any fucking U.S. administration. There will always be jokes. There will always be parodies. There will always be Will Ferrell playing George W. Bush. There will always be some head actor playing the president on SNL. There will always be media against the current shift in power. It's up to y'all and your own integrity within your own party to sort out your own shit. Because people are going to be talking shit no matter what. Are you butthurt? Oh my God, they're butthurt. They're really fucking butthurt about, because the last guy in the last chapter and the guys in some previous chapters before, they were all like, oh, well, during the Trump administration, my job was so hard. Oh, my job was so hard during the Trump administration. There was so much, like, misinformation and so much, like, fags. Girl, get over yourself. I'm so done. I am so done. I'm perfect, bitch. Amanda Bennett was confirmed as the USA Graham CEO in 2022, 2 years of being blocked by several members of Congress. First Legal Foundation asking him to withdraw her nomination, citing several severe national security failures while she was director of the VOA. Her tenure was director was during the Obama administration, and her holdover into the Trump administration was marred with operational failures, security failures, credibility failures. Those failures are reportedly ongoing during her current tenure as CEO. You mad at your boss. You mad at your boss because she had the job longer than you? Yeah, she makes some mistakes. But who are you? Bitch, who are you? You're a lawyer from Texas that doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. I don't even have a Wikipedia page, but at least I know my place, bitch. Jesus. I don't need a Wikipedia page, man. Necessary reforms. All right. Give me your solutions. What's going on? Office of Personnel Management and the Office of the National Intelligence. Oh, the Dini's coming back. Oh, Dini, the Office of Director of National Intelligence. Dini, what are you doing here? They flagged several security failures during the four extensive investigations of the USA Graham, each conducted during the 10-year period between 2010 and 2022, or 2020, blah, 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 ignored issues and allowed them to persist. In brief, the USA Graham is vulnerable to exploitation by foreign spies. You could say that twice, bitch. Look at Tim Pool. He over here crying and shit. Look at Ben Shapiro. He crying because his buddies are being found out as Russian spies. Oh, bitch, cry. Cry for me. I have my cake and eat it too. Fucking cry. All you bitches. Who's the faggot now? It's me, bitch. Back up. By the time these issues were addressed, members of the Trump administration and more than 500 personnel or unauthorized access to clearances that left the USA Graham rolled into other federal agencies with reciprocal clearance organizations. Many others disappeared into U.S. society. I mean, where else are they gonna go? The fucking woods? They're U.S. citizens. Disappear into society. Bitch, I'm fucking... I'm gonna disappear into society. We live in a society. Lord. Journalist security. Agency journalists, both from American soil, face danger, yet their superiors are done nothing to protect them. Wait. Oh. Now this is something interesting. She's suggesting that we have international journalists, when we send them out into places to cover news and stuff, that we should arm them with bodyguards. I mean, that could go good or bad depending on the country. It's going to give America a weird reputation, though. Employed USA Graham networks and guarantee organizations severely lacking. Against specific resistance, political appointees forced action to enable broadcasters or verified terrestrial broadcasts with remote locations were being protected by federal law enforcement and officers. Likewise, political appointees met resistance from senior career officials assisting foreign-based journalists at high-risk countries make their locations known to the agency in the event of required rescue, extraction, or safe housing. All right. I don't hate this idea. I don't hate this idea. Do I think the USA Gram needs to get rid of all its office furniture? No. But, hey, maybe giving a journalist a security guard or two ain't a bad idea. So, I won't eat the cake because I did trust this one section, so. Journalistic independence with only rare exceptions, blah, 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 blah. Wasting taxpayer dollars. Ooh, how are we doing that? Is it the furniture? Office furnishings? The USA Gram's current operations poorly managed and can be conducted with less than $700 million per year. Just less than $700 million. That's all. That's all. Prior to the arrival of President Donald Trump appointees in 2020, budgeting financial position totaled over $800 million per year. With virtually no oversight, supervision, waste and unnecessary spending, nepotism for pet projects and redundant programs, and unnecessary hiring abound. Okay, but you're telling me that happened during Trump's administration, which means maybe you guys were the reason for that spending? I mean, it's hard to keep a motherfucker safe when he's at a golf course that has his name on it. I'm just saying. Maybe y'all put yourselves in danger for no fucking reason. Look within the mirror. See yourself. That's a good cake. It's been sitting in my fridge for God knows how long. I can't believe it's still good. J1 visa program abuses. Blah, 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 blah. Shortwave transmission upgrades and improvements. Softwave, not software, just no. Non-web-based technologies are proven and durable, such as softwave radio transmission stations, have been grossly de-emphasized in budgeting in favor of newer web-based technologies. This move is dangerously short-sighted and puts the U.S. at perilous strategic disadvantage in an event of a major conflict, particularly in Russia and China. Girl, all you had to say was maybe we should put more budget here, rather than maybe we should put more budget here so we could spy on these particular assholes. Pendeja, you are... You didn't have to say the quiet part out loud. You could have just said, hey, maybe we need to put more budget in softwave radios. That way we could, reach more people and stuff, rather than spell it out like... And this is why y'all getting fucking heard at the White House right now, because this document has too much in it. I haven't even gotten to the good part about human rights abuses or anything like that. That's in the 500s. I'm still in the 270s, man. I want to call bullshit so bad. It's getting close. I want to call bullshit really bad. The State Department, though. Relevant government entities. Personnel. Oh, remember, personnel is policy. So we is personnel is policy, not y'all. Remember that, because you're going to talk about personnel. The biggest concern for the USA Gram is its grantees attaching talented staff who stay and letting poorly performing personnel are hurdles. Additionally, whistleblowers come forward with numerous credible allegations and illegal nepotism, improper hiring practices. Past agencies have ignored national security procedures, or hiring have failed adequately to vet staff. Government hiring policies, federal law should be allowed. Serious policy changes should be implemented at the end of these practices. Okay, so I like how y'all don't give a fuck about whistleblowers until you're trying to make a point. Y'all don't really give a fuck about whistleblowers until they have a point, you know? It's so convenient that, politicians are like, "Oh man, fuck this whistleblower, sentence him to 13 years." And then you got this bitch being like, "Oh, you don't listen to the whistleblowers that I like that approve my opinion." You see how easy that is? God, I want to call bullshit. Because she's going to talk about the White House and the State Department and all these other things that we have covered. Oh, Lord, we have covered these chapters. Congress. Oh, there it is. The USA Graham receives its budget from Congress and mandates directly from Congress. Often changes in major functions agencies happen because lobbying efforts of connected individuals often guarantees lobbying. Yeah, that is a problem. Congress does have that problem with lobbying. However, your solution is probably to lobby some more. I mean, y'all did have the money for it. Y'all have been lobbying in Congress. You just ask the NRA. The NRA been doing your lobbying for you for fucking decades. We don't want to talk about that, do we, huh? Do we? Bet. In conclusion, oh my god, we reached the end of the chapter. Holy shit. That was a shorter chapter than I thought. Oh, excuse me. Key stakeholders, non-allies, industry groups, non-profit. Oh. She's gonna call the kettle black on this one. How you lose credibility in one sentence. Let's go. Key non-governmental stakeholders, allies, and non-allies. Ooh. These include industry groups, non-profits, like the Heritage Foundation, trade associations, foundations, like the Heritage Foundation, activist organizations, for example, America First Legal Foundation. Oh, you really don't like them, huh, Heritage Foundation, huh? You don't like America First Legal Foundation. I wonder why. I'll have to look into that. USA Graham Watch, BG USA Graham Watch, or Whistleblower Protection Project. Bitch is a hypocrite. Oh, you aren't listening to whistleblowers, but I really don't like this Whistleblower Protection Project. If we could just get rid of that and keep the whistleblowers I like, I would be so thrilled. Thank you so much. I'm Girl Boss Texas Lawyer. I'm here for all your fascista suggestions. I call bullshit. You can't be crying and bitching about whistleblowers in a certain department and then turn around and saying the Whistleblower Protection Project is an enemy or a non-ally. Girl, wake up. Like, wake up. I don't trust this bitch. Not at all. Her chapter, I know other people. Oh, wait. There's more? Oh, Mike Gonzalez. When we return, we're going to go to page 279. She name dropped several people in the author's note, like Victoria Canteles, Michael Pack, Frank Wuko, and several brave whistleblowers who prefer not to be named. Why'd you name the other motherfuckers, though? Their efforts were integral to this chapter and were greatly appreciated. But you're against the Whistleblower Foundation. You wrote this whole chapter off the information of whistleblowers. And yet, you want to cut the Whistleblower Protection Act. Who are you? Lady, damn. I feel bad for whoever takes you on a date. They probably be like, yeah, no, let's go out to dinner, but I'm gonna pack all the food and we're just gonna stay at home. I'm like, what? Bitch, I just paid for all this dinner. You're gonna eat it in front of me. My God. Most of this criticism of Project 2025 is probably unwarranted. Mostly because the people writing it are stupid. And they don't know what they're talking about. This lady is, I could tell she's young and inexperienced. And I could tell she's piggybacking off information from other people who had gripes about their job like this shit's The Office. So, I can't anymore, y'all. Y'all do too much. At least she wasn't like any woke this or woke that. I'm sure that we'll get enough of that in the next fucking chapter. But for now, this has been delightful. When we get back to this series, we're going to be talking about Mike Gonzalez. He has spent 20 years as a journalist. That's good experience. However, he spent 15 of those years in Asia and Europe. So he spent most of his professional life not even in the country. He has no right to say anything. He don't know how the fuck we live here. Bitch, wherever you been? Where have you been? Who are you to come in, be in the top seat of the Heritage Foundation? Like, whatever this guy's gonna tell us next, I'm sure I'm gonna hate it. But you know what? I promised a friend I'd finish this series. Hi, Mom. And my friend was very worried about this agenda. Understandably so. What it doesn't have in direct, like, directness, the indirectness of it creating new organizations, to form new organizations with different names, to place money here and take money from that to put here. It's concerning because it's public. It's concerning because of how public it is and the fact that literally any neighboring nation could read this document that the Heritage Foundation funded and laid out for us. It's like the Heritage Foundation is the fucking rat. It's like the Heritage Foundation is the snake in the grass that's willing to take the whole garden with it. Oh, you think you could do politics without me? The Heritage Foundation? I see not. I'll tear your whole government down just to motherfucking run it. We know bitches like that, don't we? For the love of God, go vote. And be mindful of yourselves, God. I'm just a fag, eating my cake. You could die mad about it. They don't whistle to whistleblowers.
Don't have time to sit around, so let's go!
That's what puberty does.
What happened to you?
It's puberty, Goofy.
What's that mean?
Well, you always get real touchy when it comes to stuff about
2025 agenda.
But before we came to
The election. La elección.
you didn't even remember what her name was.
I actually have a book coming out called Y'all Fired, A Southern Belle's Guide to Restoring Federalism and Draining the Swamp.
Bitch, did you just plug your book at me?